Good morning, PP2. How are you today? And welcome to another lesson about countries of ASEAN. Today, we're going to have a look at Laos. So, Laos has a population of around 7.2 million people. The capital city of Laos is Vientiane and has about 680,000 people living in it. Over here, you can see the flag of Laos. Now, it is red, blue, and a big white circle in the middle. But more about that later. As usual, we're first going to have a look at the history of the flag of Laos. So a long time ago, the country wasn't called Laos, it was called Lang Sang, and it had this flag. Then, during the 1700s, they had a big fight, and they divided the country into 3 different kingdoms, each with their own flag. Let's have a look at those 3 flags. This one, then this one, and this one. Until 1893, when the French took over the country and they had this flag over here. Until World War II, when the Japanese took over. But after World War II, in 1947, the Kingdom of Laos had their own flag again, which was this one over here. Then in 1975, after a civil war, they changed their flag again to the flag they have today, which is this one over here. So what is the meaning behind the colors of this flag? Well, red stands for the fight for freedom, whereas blue stands for wealth. The white circle in the middle stands for the full moon shining over the Mekong River. The national animal of Laos is a familiar one. It's one that we've already discussed during episode 1 of Countries of ASEAN. Remember Thailand and remember what their national animal was? Very good, it was the elephant. So Laos also has the elephant as their national animal. Alright, which brings us to Lao Food. Now, just like Cambodia, who we've also discussed in a previous episode of Countries of ASEAN, the food of Laos is heavily inspired by the French. For example, they have the khao chi pate, which is a sandwich that looks like this, filled with lovely pate. But the national food of Laos is lab. Lab is a minced meat mixed with lemongrass and spring onions and some other ingredients. Alright, now we're going to have a look at the national costume of Laos. So for women, that is the sin, like you can see over here. Whereas for men, it is the sarong, often combined with the yao, like you can see over here. Now let's get started with the sin for women. So the sin is a long skirt which consists of 3 main parts. First, the hua sin, which is the waistband, which is often tucked in and hidden, so you can't see it. Then we have the puen sin, which is the body or the main part of the skirt. It is often only 1 or 2 colors and not heavily decorated. Then at the bottom we have the tin sin, which means the foot of the sin, which is often heavily decorated and very beautiful with many details. Now, unlike most countries where the people only wear traditional costumes during festivals and holidays, the Lao women still wear the sin on a regular basis. It is even part of their school uniform. This, however, does not really go for the sarong or the yao for men. So the sarong is a big pants in different colors, whereas the yao is a sort of skirt that is folded between the legs, like you can see in this picture over here. Which brings us to the last topic of today, holidays in Laos. Now the holiday I want to talk about today is called Pi Mai Lao, which means New Year in Lao. Alright, so Pi Mai Lao is very similar to Songkran in Thailand. It is even on the same date. It's on the 13th, 14th, and 15th of April. Now, other similarities include the throwing of water, like they do in Thailand, the building of sand pagodas, which they also do in Thailand, and they also have a beauty pageant. One of the more famous beauty pageants is the Nang Sang Khan, which is in Luang Prabang in Laos. Now, this beauty pageant only has 7 contestants, which symbolize the 7 daughters of the former king of Laos. Alright, I hope you've learned something today. You know what to do. Tell your mom to print out the worksheet, do your work at home, and we will see each other again next time. Bye bye!